FC Dallas returns home to take on Chivas USA in Week 3. Can the offense create more shots on goal against the Goats? And how will the defense contain Erick, Torres, and Mauro Rosales? We'll discuss that and more in this week's Keys to the Match, driven by Toyota. FC Dallas is coming off a draw in Kansas City where the team only put one shot on goal. Now, a draw in a place like Kansas City is no small task. But what does the team need to do to create more shots on goal against Chivas?
Well, I think that Saturday's game was kind of the exception rather than the rule. Oscar said on Tuesday that the team did play a more defensive setup based on how Kansas City plays. You're never going to keep the full possession at Sporting Park. Against Chivas USA, they've allowed all 3 goals during the run of play. They haven't allowed a goal on a set piece. So I think for FC Dallas, the set pieces might be difficult, but there's clearly gaps in their defense that they can exploit, get Mauro Diaz the ball, make good runs off the ball, and get Blas Perez at forward rather than dropping into the midfield to try to win balls, and I think they'll be able to find some goals.
And Chivas USA is a team that's typically struggled over the last couple years, but after some of the moves this team made in the offseason, FCD shouldn't necessarily expect the same old Chivas USA, should they?
No, this is a good team. They've proven it through their first 2 games. They have the new coach. They play a really high-pressure style of defense, and most importantly, I think they play with a chip on their shoulder, and they really come into games with an attitude and something to prove. They've created twice as many scoring opportunities as their opponents, and against Vancouver, they were down to 10 men for almost the entire match. So FCD definitely shouldn't take Chivas USA lightly.
2 players who have really helped with that strong start for Chivas USA are forward Erick Torres, who has 2 goals in the first 2 games, and midfielder Mauro Rosales, who already has 3 assists on the season. What does the Dallas defense need to do to contain those guys?
Well, I think Rosales is the key to everything. And if you took league awards through 2 games, he might be the league MVP. It's not just about the assist, though. He's all over the field. His passing stats are great. His heat maps are great. So he's really the key to everything. And then you've got Torres, 9 goals in his first 17 MLS games since coming to the league last summer. That speaks for itself. And the thing he's really good at is punishing defensive errors. So for FC Dallas, I think the key is smart passing out of the back. We saw it against Kansas City. They were very composed, and if they bring the same mindset into this game, I think they'll have success.
Saturday's game is presented by Novo Nordisk, and the gates will open at 6 p.m. for that 7:30 kickoff. Tickets are still available at fcdallas.com or by calling 1-888-FCD-GOAL. The match will be broadcast in high definition locally on Time Warner Cable Sports Channel 148, and for the English radio call, tune into The Word 100.7 FM with Steve Davis. And for our Spanish listeners, as always, tune in to 1270 AM La Voz del Pueblo with your host, Carlos Alvarado. Well, that does it for us this week. For the Keys to the Match driven by Toyota, I'm Scott Brown.
And I'm Daniel Robertson. We'll see you on Saturday night.